I love living in the great state of Texas. I travel all over the United States. I'm always glad to get back home, kick my feet up on the fireplace there and relax knowing I'm living in the freest state in the union, which is one of the reasons why it worries the hell out of me when I find out that the left has put its greasy hands all over everything we cherish. I mean, they've touched our borders and messed that up, and even something so theoretically innocent as our school system. Recently, a school district has been instructing its teachers not to out their transgender and non-binary students to their parents, and they've gone so far in a document as to say do not contact their parents and out them to their families. So the reason given for this cute little mandate is that the teacher, well, you don't know what their home life's all about. For all you know, they could get beaten at home or even kicked out entirely for being transgender if their parents were to find out. Now, unable to not think that's the craziest thing yet in a profuse chain of crazy things pushed by our public school system, you have to play a little linguistic game with yourself, sort of twist your logic into a pretzel and go from there. These school district folks are handing down the commandments from on high out of a place of sympathy and empathy, doing their best to make sure that nobody ever gets hurt. Of course, what you and I know, because we have brains, is that not addressing something like this with a child is apt to be more hurtful in the long run than addressing it. What this school is doing, in short, is fostering a secluded, walled-off biosphere for the proper growing and tending of dangerous ideas. They're committed to a kind of social experiment in which the dominant paradigm is subverted in interesting ways with your kids as the prime experiment subjects. And if that doesn't bother you, folks, it really should. Something that this society forgets all too often because we allow it to be forgotten is that your kids are your kids. Now, if you go and put your kid in a hospital because he or she has fallen into the biologically unsound notion that gender is fluid, then yes, society is responsible for making sure you don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. But short of the kind of malfeasance that genuinely does constitute child abuse, the collectivist approach simply does not stand in the history of this country. And we abandon it at our great peril. So you know where the road leads from here. Of course you do, folks. You're watching this show, and I've told you over and over again, you've heard me shout from my soapbox a million times that you need to get your kids out of public schools, even in Texas. This is why people, this is the reason, folks. This is why people need to do this and listen to me. This is the reason I'm so passionate about the subject, because here's the dirty little secret. If one district got caught doing it, you can bet there's a whole lot of other districts that haven't gotten caught yet. And by the time they do, it may well be too late. If you take nothing else away from what I'm saying, take this. The left does not care about your kids. It doesn't care about transgender people, black people, brown people, even little people. They care only about hearts and minds, and they only care about those insofar as they can be harnessed to pull the great collectivist machine and usher our society into a new socialistic dark age. Now, maybe some of them don't realize that's what they're all about, but folks, listen to me when I tell you, that is what they're all about.